Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Built Like This podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, on episode 346. Y'all, I have an appointment tomorrow to get this sewing out. I think I've reached a spiritual enlightenment. I really think so because I feel like spiritually, we should be able to access our scalp. Our scalp should be accessible at all times. It's literally where messages, downloads, where God speaks to us. I really feel like our scalp is essential to our well-being, essential to our just DNA. DNA. And when we are constantly covering our scalp and not able to reach our scalp, I think spiritually there's something to that is negatively affecting us. Let me look that up real quick. I feel like that's something spiritual scalp spiritual meeting. Let's look at that. There's something to that, y'all. Okay, yeah, your chakra. Okay. The scalp and hair have spiritual significance in many cultures and religions. So, obviously within the Black culture, your hair is your crown. And that is for a reason. It's because we know that spiritually, our ancestors, especially, they took pride in their natural hair, they took pride in their head. And that's because spiritually, it gave us access to God and to the messages and the blessings and all of that He gives us. When we cover our hair with artificial things and with artificial things to cover our scalp, it blocks us from what He's trying to give us. I think it's that. I don't know. Something's there. Now I do wear braids. That's artificial hair. It's like braiding hair. But you could feel my scalp. My scalp is, I think this specifically about the scalp is what I'm saying here. And what I've noticed with sew-ins, obviously, well, not obvious. Some people may not know. So you braid down your hair, and the sew-in hair, the fake hair or real hair, right? Human hair is sewed onto your braids, and your scalp is now covered because of this style, because of your human hair, or because of the human hair that is now attached, or synthetic hair that is attached to your braids. All in all, your scalp is being covered, and you are now reducing the flow that God has intended for you to have between you and Him. So it says here, so for example, Rastafarians believe that their locks are a connection to God. Sikhs, for example, allow their hair to grow naturally as a sign of respect for God's creation. The crown chakra is located at the top of the head. The crown chakra is associated with enlightenment, wisdom, and awareness. Is thought to be the connection point for all the other chakras. So when your crown chakra is covered with artificial hair, when it's covered with things that are not of your own, when your scalp in particular is covered, I think that reduces your connection with enlightenment, with wisdom and awareness. What else? In Christianity, women cover their heads. Now, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I do get that how in some religions, covering your hair is a sign of respect because it's seen as a lustful act when women show their hair, because men are attracted to that, and it may lead men to a lustful avenue. That's up for discussion, right? I do understand, but I do get how it's controversial. Yada yada yada. Nonetheless, there still is the trending, or this the overlying theme here of the scalp being a powerful place in our physical body because it connects us to God. And with all that being said, I can't wait to take this sew-in out. I think I'm done with sew-ins. No more. This is my third sew-in in all of my 33 years of living, and I've had enough. I've had enough. Now, there are hairstyles in which I won't be using my hair completely, right? I'll be adding some pieces. But again, what I'm saying is the focus is about the scalp. And when the scalp is not as accessible, or when it's covered by artificial hair that is not of your own, I think that has something to do with one's spiritual well-being. So, yeah. All right. Let's move on with these topics. All right. I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you are liking the button, the like button on YouTube, leaving a positive review, and enjoying this discussion of a variety of different topics. I have a lot to get into. We already know Trump is in office. Hello, MAGA 2024. What's up? I need you to subscribe. This is the channel to subscribe to when it comes to political incorrectness. I am politically incorrect. And by that, I mean, I'm not going to speak on things just because it's, the go along, get along type of bandwagon that we have in our society. I will have comments and a mindset and just critical thinking that is not of the popular opinion. And I stand by that because, again, this podcast is called Built Like This Podcast. So you're built like this. You're not built like anyone else. You are your own identity, and stand by that. Built like that. Okay. So let's get into these topics. I want to start off with Tia Mowry. Tia Mowry, we know that she has divorced her husband, well, now ex-husband, Cory Hardrick, and she is on her new reality show called My Next Act on WE TV. This show is scripted like a mother, okay? I know she talks about, oh, it's an unscripted show. I beg to differ. There's a lot of parts in the show that feel so contrived and so inauthentic that the irony is not lost on me. From all of the times she's saying on the show, this is my genuine, real, authentic self. And it's like, ma'am, okay. Anyway, I want to point out an interesting moment during her latest episode on the show, in which she has Jack Harry, right? That's her last name. Jack Harry, yes, Jack Harry, who is an actress in her own right. We know her from playing her mother on Sister. We know her from 227. She has her own pedigree. Anyways, she's on this episode of Tia Mowry's show, My Next Act, because Tia is in need of wisdom, is in need of guidance, and she wants to hear from her TV mom. Now, I'm going to play a few clips, and we're going to break down some things that I feel is a cautionary tale for many women to adhere to and recognize before accepting any advice from women who happen to be older than us. I think the conception here, or misconception I should say, is, oh, just because someone's older than you, they naturally have more wisdom, they have awareness, they are coming from a place of enlightenment, and they could guide you along a path of righteousness, and they could help you out, and they have such guidance, right? But not enough times do we realize that that is not always the case. Just because you're older than somebody does not mean you are automatically wiser than that person, does not give you license to share advice because what I've noticed is women of a particular age who happen to not be married, whether they were already married or they've never been married, all in all, women of a particular age who are no longer in a marriage or never been in a marriage, they tend to give advice to younger women out of a place of projection. They tend to project their misery, their disdain, their hate, really, their misandry against men, against love, against traditional values, against just a woman owning her femininity and being proud in that. And I'm noticing that to be blaringly obvious in this interaction between Tia Mowry and Jackée Harry. So let's go ahead and start off with this first part of the clip. And we're going to just break this down piece by piece, y'all, because again, this is a cautionary tale. And I want women to wake up to the foolishness that is the feminist movement, the foolishness that is of I don't need a man rhetoric, of I can do bad all by myself. I'd rather be alone than be with the man who's gonna cheat on me, than be with the man who's it's like, girl, girl, those be the same women who are miserable, alone and miserable, crying and miserable, but they put on a show to appear as if they're not. They put on a show to act like all is well. I'm happy living the single life. I'm happy to be in these streets. Why are you in these streets at a particular age? Why are you hunting for men, period? Regardless of what age you are, why are you as a woman hunting a man, hunting for men? And I think it's just a lot to do with the society that we're in, the times that we're in, and the social media age that we're in. Y'all, I'm getting so like hyped up, so please excuse me if I'm like stuttering. But this is just a very interesting conversation, so I'm happy to be having this with you all. So let's go ahead and start off from the beginning of what I want to show you guys, and we're gonna break it down piece by piece. So again, this is from Tia Mowry's new reality show called My Next Act on WeTV.
Oh.
No.
And they always say, how do you know them apart? I said, because they're two individuals to me. I always told them, you'll want to be your own person.
Mm-hmm.
You're ambitious.
Yes.
More career-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Sexier.
Okay, yep. So let's stop right there. Because already, I don't like it. Already, I don't like it. What don't you like, Maxine? What don't you like? Okay. So it starts off with Jack. See, I can't even access my scalp right now because of this. See, I can't. This is my last time. I think 3 times a charm, right? This was not a charmful experience. Can't wait to take this shit off. Anyway, so Jackée is sharing with Tia the differences that she's noticed between Tia and Tamara, her twin sister, as we all know. And what I don't like about this delivery, and even just the word choice, but particularly the tone and delivery. What I don't like is, why is she pinning her sister against her sister, her twin sister against her twin sister? Why is she saying immediately, oh, well, you're the sexier twin? Mind you, I wish I could find that clip, but maybe I'll find it later. There's a clip of Tamara feeling insecure about never being seen as the sexier twin or the sexy twin. Just a sexy twin. Never mind like sexier, no. It's just in general. She always felt insecure about not being seen as a woman who is sexy, a woman who is just beautiful in her own right, but sexy in that particular manner. And for Jack Hay to say, "Oh, you're the sexier twin" to Tia, I think it further validates the insecurity of Tamara. I think it makes Tamara feel even more uneasy and unsettled and probably upset. I think after watching this, after seeing this clip, I'm sure it's gone viral now, or it has come across her timeline. I'm sure Tamara is not pleased with what Jack Hay just said here, because why are you talking like that? Well, you know what? Why not also build up Tamara while you're talking about the differences between the two of y'all? Let me see if I can find it. Sexy twin Tamara. But yeah, Tamara, I remember Tamara sharing this in an old video and feeling insecure about that. Okay. And Tamara has always been clowned for not being, quote unquote, the black twin. Mind you, they're biracial. Their father is white, their mother is black. And Tamara is married to a white man, while Tia's husband, well, ex-husband, is a black man. So I think because Tamara went the white side, quote unquote, and Tamara, yeah, she's a little quirky and goofy and whatever it is, but so what? So what? Like, why is that being presented as a negative thing? Social media has made this a point to make Tamara feel bad about who she is and how she is. Clearly, she was good enough for a man who decided to marry her and still be married to her. Clearly, she was good enough for a man to make her feel so loved and happy and supported in a marriage that she is not choosing to divorce him because of a whim. I just don't like that. Because one, I think I'm a little biased about that too, because I felt like between me and my sister, I remember growing up, I was never the sexy one. I think it's that little insecurity there too. I'm like a Tamara. Me and my sister, we're not twins, but sometimes we'll get like confused. Are you guys twins? I remember growing up, they were like, no, we're 4 years fucking apart. What are y'all talking about? But yeah, they'll say, you know, are you guys twins, or y'all look so much alike, which is fine. Yes, we look alike, but, or I don't really see it, but whatever. Nonetheless, I remember being compared to my sister when I was younger and feeling super insecure about it because I was never seen as the attractive one or just validated in my own beauty. So, yeah, I just didn't like this. I did not like what Jack Hay said here. Anyway, I can't find that clip, but nonetheless, Tamara is seen as the goofy twin and not sexy. And I don't like that Jack Hay further validated this insecurity of Tamara. Let's go back real quick.
You'll want to be your own person.
Mm-hmm.
You're ambitious.
Yes.
More career-oriented.
And what is that about? So because Tamara is not thirsty for another acting role or quick to leave her marriage because it didn't, quote unquote, serve her, that means Tamara's not ambitious? Like, what I don't like is because women who choose to be traditional wives and live a traditional lifestyle with their husband and their families, they're bashed for not choosing to be, quote unquote, career oriented. What is that about? Oh, I don't value my intellect because I choose to make my family my priority. Why is that a bad thing? And why can't both be had?
Mm-hmm. Sexier.
Oh, no.
See, Tamara's more of the producer. Quirkier, the idea person. Because she was the one at 14 said, we're going to have a show. And she used to speak coming forward. You always stay still and
Yeah.
she speaks coming. We want to come. We have a TV.
Yeah. But I think that's why we worked so well together. Is because when we always said this, that we were like the yin and the yang. You know what I mean?
But you love each other
Yes.
and respect each other. And the course was different. And she was single for 4 years.
She was. Damn, Jackie, you remember everything.
Don't tell me everything. What I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But you're definitely headed towards another direction. You'll probably be owning a damn building by the time I get out of here. I mean,
that's
like,
my goal. Sure.
I know.
Thank you. Do you remember you had told me that you can't have everything in life?
Not all at once.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying.
Okay, let's talk about that. Can a woman have it all? Can women have it all? Can they be married? Can they have kids? And can they have a thriving career? Here's the thing. I don't think they could have it all and every cup is filled to capacity, if not runneth over. I do not think that could be a reality. I really don't. I think we're not being realistic here and we're living in la la land. I don't. Because we know with careers, especially depending on what type of career you have, it could be very demanding. It could take your time. It could take your energy. You come home late, maybe, or, you know, you're overwhelmed with whatever task you have to complete at work, that when you get home, your energy is not about sucking your niggas off. Hold on. Your energy is not about sucking your nigga's dick. Like, your energy is not about, you know, just getting into it. You want to go to sleep. You want to go to sleep. Your energy is not about making sure you play a pretend character for your child as y'all do playtime. And like, your energy is not that. You want to go to sleep. Your energy is not going to be about making a 3-course meal. You want to go to bed and you want food to be ready. You probably order takeout. You order in. You got Uber Eats. All in all, the point is, it's not this like everything's perfect, no. There's gonna be some balancing act tendencies that you have to have in place. It has to be a consistent thing. You have to be very mindful and communicative to your spouse to make it work. So that's one. So yeah, I don't think you can have it all while everyone is happy. I think there'll be some instances when you're going to miss your child's basketball game because you have to do a presentation for your job. You know, so it's just, that's a part of life, and I don't think that's a big deal. What I don't like about where this is gonna go, I'm gonna play it for y'all, is it seems like, oh, you have to completely leave the marriage. You have to divorce him if you want a career. You have to leave the relationship if you want a career. You know, so not to say you should do this, but where's that same energy for the kids? You know what I mean? Like, no one says, oh, you gotta leave your child if you want a career. Nobody says that. Everyone is quick to leave a marriage, but no one's quick to leave a child. I know I'm like being funny right now, but like I'm totally making a point though. The point is, there's no mindset when it comes to longevity in your romantic relationship. Like, why isn't that something that you want to fight for? But instead, you have enough time to be a parent. But do you though? Because you have a lot of nannies, or your nanny is full time. Your nanny lives with y'all. I'm just making this hypothetical here because I don't know if her nanny lives with her, but I know she does have a nanny. The point is, this is not like, why are we throwing away a spouse, a boyfriend, a man, you know, just because my career means more? Yet what is a resounding theme throughout this show is Tia is lonely as fuck. Even when she says, I'm about to cry. Right here. Let me show y'all.
Do you remember you had told me that you can't have everything in life?
Not all at once.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying.
That she does this every episode. I kid you not. It's every episode. She's, oh my gosh, I'm about to start crying. Hello? And look, I don't want to shade her for crying because I'm a crier too. I'm very sensitive. Maybe I have some type of sensitivity, like, I think it's something called like rejection sensitivity syndrome, something like that. Because I've always been that way. So I don't want to shade her for that. Everyone feels feelings their own way. So that's fine. But I want to pick at that because every episode she's crying. Every episode this woman is crying. Yet she wants to convince me as the viewer that she's happy she divorced her husband who did not beat her, who did not have a baby on her, who did not swing his ding-a-ling. There's been no story about him doing her dirty. Nothing. So what now? You graduated from marriage? What is it again, Tia? Like she said, I graduated from marriage. You know, you have a class, you have a curriculum, and by the end of the semester, by the end of the year, you graduate. And that's what it is with my marriage. We created something beautiful and we graduated. Girl, what the fuck are you? Huh? Like, it's not, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So every episode of this show, it's been 6 episodes, y'all. I kid you not. Every episode, she's cried. She's crying about something. She's whining about something. It's been 2 years, I think almost 3 years now, of her telling the public that she and Cory are going through a divorce. I don't know if the divorce happened swiftly or if it took a year for it to happen, but nonetheless, you told us almost 3 years ago that you are moving on from this marriage, you're graduating from this marriage, or you graduated, yet you're crying about it now. Still. Yet you're heavily upset. If you don't stick with if you don't go back to him. Ciao. So she's crying, realizing she can't have it all, according to what Jack Hay says. So it's best that she should have just, divorced this husband of hers, because holding on to him would have led to a less thriving career that she has. Now, look, I don't want to shade Tia. She has had a successful career to be a child actor and to still be a relevant name. I think that's very commendable, very much so. I loved her in The Game when The Game was on CW, okay? When it turned into BET's mess, it went to shits. But when it was on the CW network, it was amazing. She did an amazing job as Mel. Sister, of course. And that's it. Like, we don't know Tia as this, like, beyond TV show actress. And I don't want to, the point is, like, this whole, like, thriving career, it's like, okay, but, like, are you like a Halle Berry? Are you winning awards back to back? Are you, either way, I just feel like sometimes we get so caught, she got so caught up in my career, yet you have this career of yours, you have these businesses, and I know she does other things outside of acting, but you have all these other facets, yet you're still crying every episode, yet you're talking about how you feel lonely as, she says she feels lonely as, and yet she just wants to be. Can y'all make it make sense?
Average.
Doing this.
Oh, no, not this early. You can't start crying.
I know.
Okay, let's move on to a next part of this clip, y'all. I mean, the episode it really opened my mind to the tomfoolery that is the world that we're in, the false hood of advice that older women give to younger women because of projection, because of their own insecurities, because of maybe their hate towards you. Sometimes these older women are jealous that they're not young anymore. And I know I'm shooting right now. I'm throwing some shots. This is a 3-pointer. I wish I knew some more like basketball terminologies, one-on-one. But that's about it. The point is, hello? It's true. A lot of these older women hate younger women. Hello?
Have everything in life.
Not all at once.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. I hate
Marriage.
doing this. Yes.
Oh, no, not this early. You can't start crying.
No, I know. But I guess, go ahead.
I told you I had it for 3 years in my career, in my life.
Okay, and I want to pause there because this is... Child, let me... Anyway, let's move on. So yeah. So we see here, she tells us that 3-year mark, okay? She had it all.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
I had it all. I had man, the kid, and the money.
Yeah.
And it was all working, and then it all went to...
I know.
It was phenomenal. I had support. I had nannies. I had Beach Boys. I mean, I had it all. But you can't have it all the time. Somebody's got to stay home with the kids or nurture the ego of the man.
Yes.
And it was that shot that made me feel like that was a low blow. It was a low blow. It was a low blow because why is it always seen as the ego of a man? Why is it always seen as a negative thing for the man to want his lady, his woman, his wife, his girlfriend to give him attention, to provide some time of quality between the two of them? Why is that an ego thing? Yet when women, when we ask for the same thing in return, when we get mad because the man is working too much, quote unquote, or coming home late after a long day at work, or whatever it is that he's doing to provide for the family, we're mad because, oh, well, he's not here. He doesn't love me. He doesn't spend time with me. And this is not working out. And it's like, why is that acceptable for us to, as a society, accept that complaint from women? But when a man is voicing that same complaint, when a man is articulating, hey, I want my wife to spend time at home with me, and is not saying that as a detriment to the career and the, whatever she's set up for herself or just for the family, it's not seen as such, but it's like, oh, it's the ego of a man. It's the ego of a man. No, a relationship is reciprocal. The relationship should be nurtured. The man should, and the woman, of course, but the man should be embraced and appreciated. And if he feels less than that, of course he's going to cheat. Hello? And then we get mad. And then we get mad when they cheat. And then we get shocked like, well, why did you tell me you was feeling this way? Or, why didn't you just like leave me? Why did you have to cheat on me? People be like, oh, I will respect you so much if you just laugh and shut the fuck up. Girl, bye. You wasn't taking care of home. Now I'm in it. Now I'm in it. Motherfucker.
Do I sound bitter?
See? It was that part right there. Do I sound bitter? for you to even ask that question, for you to even wonder if the words coming out your mouth, the tone that you're using to deliver these words, if it's an indication of your bitterness, shows me all that I need to see. It tells me that you still have some pent up aggression and hate towards men because of your past experiences. And I think because oftentimes when people give advice, they usually always say, okay, well, I was in a similar situation as you, or I've been there, I've done that. And, with my last ex, it was the same thing. It was all happy and sunshine and rainbows and unicorns in the beginning. But he suddenly turned abusive, or he's just like, whoa. Hold on, Clarina. Who's Clarina? But hold on. How do we start talking about you and your past exes? Your past marriages? How do we get there? And look, I get the whole like, well, I'm just sharing what I've been through so you don't have to go through it, or so you could learn from my mistakes or whatever. And I just feel like, here's the thing. Just because you went through that doesn't mean that's the outcome for my situation. Just because you ended up hurt and abused and mistreated and taken advantage of does not mean that is the outcome for mine. I think when women who are left and beaten and burdened, whether it's literally or figuratively, they can't even compute the idea of working it out or just talking through it, or realizing, hey, we're at a low point in our marriage, or we're at a low point in our relationship, but we're working it out. We're having a breakthrough. We're moving forward. We're communicating better. Things are progressing. It's just in their minds is this, nope, he hurt you, or he did this, or he did that, or he didn't do this, or he didn't do that. You gotta leave him. Like there's no computing of, no, you guys could work through it. Yes, this was hurtful. Yes, this was a moment in time, and it was a matter of miscommunication, but you guys could work through it. Lean into the love that you share with each other. Lean into the bond that you have built with each other. We don't hear that enough from older women, particularly older women who are not in marriages or relationships. We don't hear that enough. We hear instantly, girl, you better come out with me. You better go outside. You better be in these streets. There's nothing out here, y'all. Stay in that relationship. Stay in that marriage. Work that shit out. Okay, so again, this idea of we can't work it out, it's over. A lot of these women, older women who are not in successful relationships or marriages, they project that attitude onto the younger women. And because younger women are in the belief of, oh, she's older, she has wisdom, she has enlightenment, she could guide me the right way. Yeah, but she's not. You're looking for a partnership. You're looking for a bond, right? You're looking for a significant relationship with a romantic partner. And the person you're seeking advice from is not in any of that. This person has none of that as an example for you to admire. So where are they speaking from? They're speaking from a place of hurt still. That's why she, Jack Hay, had to ask the question, am I coming from a place of hurt or bitterness? Ooh, because yeah, you are.
Working, being a mother, and just putting a lot of effort into dating right now is a lot to juggle and balance. And I can't help but wonder if I am repeating the same mistake now. I don't know if you know, but when you were having that conversation with me, that's when I was like just smiling through it all. In the back of my head, I was like, is she in my head right now? I was already having questions about my marriage, but you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. No. But I did know from the other side, if I might say, somebody else was dissatisfied because they weren't working.
No, I know, you're absolutely right.
One partner makes more money or has more success, is a gap that is so hard and it can't work out. And you can't have competition. It just does not work.
It doesn't.
And you can't stop your career because you want to even it out. And I like him. I don't dislike him, so I don't want to put that out there. But I already told him, I said I'm on Tia's side.
I know.
So. You got to choose sides when there's a divorce. I don't want him to feel bad.
All right. Let's break that down. So what's happening here? What is happening here? What's happening here is the revelation has been made. Maybe not directly from Tia's mouth, but she affirmed it coming out of Jack Hay's mouth. This is a funny still shot right here. Let me move it around because that's so distracting. So Jack Hay says, though Tia didn't tell her in the moment that she was having questions in her mind about her marriage, Jack Hay said she was hearing it from the other side. And I guess she didn't want to say Cory's name, or maybe she didn't get it from Cory directly. Nonetheless, she's giving the point that she was aware that Cory had some conflicting feelings about his stance or his position in the marriage because Tia was working as an actor while he was not. And Cory's an actor. For those who may not know, he has risen lately. His star has been shining more since the divorce, and it's great to see. I'm really happy for him, and he seems to be doing well. So good for him. And he said in a recent interview that in his movie, Love in the, what was that movie? That silly ass movie with him and Megan Good on Netflix, but where he was like this abusive husband, that he got paid the most he's ever gotten paid throughout his career with Tyler Perry than he's ever gotten paid, which is very telling because he's worked, like he said he's worked in 75 million blockbuster films, and yet working with Tyler Perry has given him the most money he's ever made. So, okay, that's wild. Anyway, nonetheless, Jack Hay makes a point here that Cory was upset or emasculated, uneasy with his wife Tia being more successful than him, which I feel like is such a crock of shit. I do. Now, obviously, I'm not in their marriage. This could be very much the case. Who knows? But the reason why I find that to be a crock of crap, because Cory knew who Tia Mowry was before they got married. They got married probably post Sister, or they met post or a little bit towards the end of Sister. They've been together for a long time, and he was aware of her shine. He was like, she's been in Disney movies. She's had success quite a long time, and he was a nobody, like literally a nobody back then. Like, not that serious, I'm saying that respectfully. So the point is, this idea of suddenly he was not as comfortable with her reign and her success as an actress, I don't know if I buy that to be the full story. What I think could be the case, and of course I am making assumptions, this is all speculation, but what I think could be the reason is she probably was spending more time working than she was as a wife to him. She probably was taking on more business opportunities, more because she does other things besides acting. She has her own hair care line. She does social media work. She has her cooking show on YouTube, I think on another network too, probably. Nonetheless, she has had multiple businesses that, of course, takes time away from her quality time as a wife. And I think Cory may have had some issues with that. I think they probably met a roadblock because, like Jack Hay says, Tia is more career oriented. Tia is more ambitious than Tamara is in comparison to, between the twins. Now, it's one thing to be ambitious. It's one thing to love your career. But it's another thing when you love it more than your marriage. It's another thing when you love it more than your husband. It's another thing when you love it more than the bond and the life that you built with your husband. Like, you can't tell me there's a career or a movie role or a TV show role that is more important, that is more significant. Excuse me, y'all. I'm digging my nose right here. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get these allergies come out of nowhere whenever I'm recording. But you can't tell me there is a better business opportunity than your marriage. Like, there's nothing that could outweigh that, or nothing that should have outweighed that. There's nothing that should have outweighed that. And what I don't like about this moment here of Tia affirming what Jack Hay is saying here is it takes away the accountability and the reflective moment that Tia could have had about her failed marriage. It takes away the opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Yes, I am career oriented. I am ambitious. And that meant in my marriage, I wasn't showing up as the wife that he needed me to be. And I do regret that. And obviously she doesn't regret that because she divorced him. Or she's not going to say that out loud because she probably feels super prideful about it. I remember there was a tweet that she posted a while ago talking about she's not that weak just because her dating experience since her divorce has been unsuccessful. She's not that weak to just go back to her marriage. And it's like, why is that seen as a weakness? Why is that seen as, okay, you tried a few days with some of these bum ass niggas outside and you realize what you had at home was the best thing you could have ever had. Mind you, she said herself that when she was dating Cory, her ex-husband, he courted her. He made her feel special. He did all the things that he should have done, that she needed to be done, right? Yet, that wasn't enough for her. And yet, she's complaining about those same things that she's now looking for in the dating pool, talking about, oh, times have changed and, these men are doing what they should be doing. And they talk about traditional values, but okay, girl, what? You don't be doing traditional things with them, though. You get an acting role and then you're suddenly ghost. You get an acting role and you're like, man, who? It's a sad time that we're in, y'all. Our elders are leading us astray. And I'm just making the point to say, keep your relationship to yourself. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking... Seriously, keep your relationship to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone your business about what you have going on with your man. I think because sometimes with women, we get so, at least for me, I know that I've been realizing sometimes my emotions are dysregulated. And I have a hard time managing and navigating and calming myself down. So instantly I want to call somebody and I want to vent and I want to blah, blah, blah. And now whoever you vent to has that lasting impression of what you share to them about your significant other. And because that person is not married, not in a long-term relationship, and they're quick to be out in these streets and going out and drinking all kinds of, whatever, they're giving you advice that is cohesive with that lifestyle. While you're someone who wants to be in a submissive role for your man, yet because you're seeking advice or being vulnerable and sharing intimate details about your relationship with someone, now you're seen as weak if you were to say, oh no, we moved on and we've worked it out and we're good and everything's good. Anyway, maybe I'm sounding bitter right here, right? But the point is, I think, again, we got to keep our shit to ourselves. And it's an unfortunate time. It's an unfortunate time that we're in, that we can't depend on our elders, that we can't hold on to wisdom from older people because they have been led the wrong path. They have been fooled by social media so much so that they are now adopting this 304 Miami city girl lifestyle.
More money or has more success is a gap that is so hard and it can't work out. And you can't have competition. It just does not work.
It doesn't.
And you can't stop your career because you want to even it out. And I like him. I don't just.
And it's not about stopping your career. What is that about, dog? Like, again, she's quick to get all these roles or apply or audition for these roles and these opportunities, but you go home and you start crying. Every second, y'all. Again, this is the 6th episode of this show. She is crying every episode, y'all. Every episode, she's crying. So what is this happiness you're chasing with your career that when you get home, you're crying because you're lonely? You are in regret. And her pride is what's making her unable to come forward and say, hey, y'all, I want my husband back. And women like Jack K and the 2 other women that are on this show consistently, her assistant and a friend of hers, they're also leading her. Don't talk to women about your stuff. If I don't say anything else, I'm saying that keep your relationship to yourself. I'm serious, y'all. I've learned this time and time again. And this is my last time having to learn this lesson. Seriously. I am keeping my relationship to myself. It's no one's business. It's really nobody's. And it's one thing, you want to make a connection, you want to talk, you want to be open. Look, I hear that. I do. I think that's commendable, but I feel like a lot of people are miserable. A lot of people see what you have or expect you to live a certain way, or nonetheless, a lot of people like to project themselves onto you. They like to project their insecurities, and they like to project their expectations. They like to project their mindset onto you. And if you dare to live outside of the societal norm, right? If you dare to be in a relationship that is not traditionally monogamous, or that is not according to the time span that they have in their mind of what a successful relationship is, then you're seen as weak. You're seen as dumb. And I did not expect for this to be the whole episode, y'all, but let me continue. But I just don't like that. One more thing about this. Hold on.
Like him, so I don't want to put that out there, but I already told him, I said I'm on Tia's side.
I know.
So. You got to choose sides when there's a divorce. I don't want him to feel bad.
Speaking about divorce, I think the thing that I am often struggling with is guilt. Did you feel guilty for all three of yours? Or
just two of them.
Just
the
two.
Second one's a blur blank.
Yeah, that's
no guilt whatsoever. Anyway.
Okay, how did you deal with guilt, Jackie?
You fail at marriage. That's the guilt. Oh, I said it. Because you don't get married to divorce. I didn't.
No.
And now I'm watching a lot of romance movies. I love it.
Yeah.
I want a happy ending.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Do you believe in happy endings?
Yeah.
Like, girl, what? Can I tell you how old Jackie is? And I'm not saying this to sound morbid, but girl, you are 68 years old. She has a very young soul, a very young spirit, and I wish her well. Very vivacious. I hope she is as happy as she presents herself to be. But this idea of a happy ending, and she watches a lot of romance shows and movies. Girl, this is delusion. These shows, these movies that have these romantic plots and storylines, this is not reality. This is not how you live a life of reality. And you're setting yourself up for failure, for disappointment. People think, oh, I get in an argument with my man, and if he's not outside in the pouring rain holding a boom box, remember boom boxes, y'all? A boom box. And if he's not doing that, then he doesn't love me. Then he doesn't love me. And it's like, what is this limited ass mind? Y'all, we've been brainwashed. And look, I'm telling you this from experience, y'all. I'm telling you this from a woman, from myself, being a woman who have like spewed these types of expectations from my man, and thinking that, oh, if he doesn't do this, if he doesn't do that, then he's not someone who really loves me. Then he's not. Like, no. Can you look back of the history of the things that he does for you and the character that he's been for you, and just who he is? Like, that is enough. That is enough. This idea of, well, it's not enough if he doesn't carry a boombox outside my window in the pouring rain. It's not enough if he doesn't deliver me flowers every Friday. I don't even like flowers. They're too high maintenance.
Yes. It's coming. Some people go to church to find it.
It's coming. Ma'am, what is this? It's not coming. You had it, you lost it, it's done. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you had it, you lost it, it's done.
I grew up in the church. I was saved at the age of 8. I was speaking in tongues at the age
I saw you, honey, rolling up and down that,
and I'm so grateful for my mother, because I feel like that protected me.
Right. But it also put you in a box.
It did. It put me in a box. And so I'm now on this journey of really discovering what is it that Tia likes, and what is it that resonates with Tia. And I have Buddhas in my room.
But my first husband was a Buddhist.
Right there. I don't like that. Already, no shot to other religions, but of course what I'm about to say is shoddy. You grew up speaking the word of God. You grew up speaking in tongues, she said. She said she spoke tongues. She got saved at 8. She was bred into the word. She grew up in the church. And now she's withdrawn from it. And she's probably been withdrawn from it for a while now. So much so that she has Buddhas. Buddhas are false gods. I'm sorry to offend anyone. I'm sorry. Buddhas are false gods. They are dead gods. They're not real. They're not existing. They're not alive. The only true God is the living God. Is Jesus Christ himself. Is God, the Almighty himself. So when you're telling me, Tia, when you're telling us as viewers of this show that, let me just run it back, she grew up saved, y'all. This is the trickery of the devil.
I saw you, honey, rolling up and down that
You know, and I'm so grateful for my mother because I feel like that protected me.
Right. But it also put you in a box.
It did. It put me in a box. And so I'm now on this journey of really discovering what is it that Tia likes and what is it.
And that's the thing, these journeys, I'm on a journey. I'm on a healing journey. I'm learning how to love myself. I'm learning how to heal. You know, I only want to be in stuff that serves me. It's all about me. That is a never-ending chase. You're chasing for something that's not real.
That resonates with Tia, and I have Buddhas in my room.
But my first...
And Buddhas in your room? You know how sacred your room should be? Your bedroom should be? If you don't speak the blood of Jesus of your home, I'm tired. Yo, I'm sorry. I know I changed the name of this podcast from God Built This to Built Like This, but the point remains. God is still the living God. Okay? He's the only living God. And when you tell me this woman here who was raised in the word, raised with Christ, is now having false gods in her bedroom, her sacred place, I'm telling you, she is being led astray. And it's beyond a physical fight. It's a spiritual battle. And that's why she's constantly crying. That's why she feels so lonely. That's why she feels so lost. And she's seeking advice from this elder who is not wise at all. Am I preaching? Maybe I should change the name back to God. But look, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like this is a cautionary tale.
Tells more the Buddhist.
Really?
You see it in blink when you
yeah.
And I'll often be somewhere and go, no, wait a minute.
People are saying these mantras, don't know that their souls are being tied to false gods, to gods that are not real, to entities that want to take you up and just suck your life out of you. Okay, you feeling all these emotions because you're not filled up with the Holy Spirit. Child, I didn't mean to get religious on y'all, but I'm just saying, when I watched this, I was like, "Oop, there we go. That's it right there." No, I'm not putting no false gods in my home. Never mind my bedroom. I got Buddhas, not just one, but more than one. She got Buddhas in her bedroom, y'all. Okay, all right, Tia. God bless.
Oh, I faked it good with him. I was in there with that. As soon as he left for work, I'd be like, I don't want to do
this. See, I don't want to do this. All right. That's about it. I have more, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I hope this was a cautionary tale for somebody. And if you felt what I was sharing, then this was for you. If you're not there yet, then you're not there yet. You will circle back though. You will circle back though. But thank you so much for listening and watching. Make sure you are subscribed. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will check in with you all next time. Peace.